One of the main reasons many authors at book launchers write and publish a book is to grow their name in their industry. They want to have a bigger brand. The great news is that a book is a really powerful brand building tool if you use it effectively. But maybe you're wondering what you can and should be doing to use your book to build your brand. Well, if you are, then you are in the right place, my friend. This video is for you. Hey there, I'm Julie the Book Broad, founder of Book Launchers, a fabulous self-publishing services company helping you write, publish, and promote a nonfiction book to grow your business and your brand. So what are the brand building things we do or that you can do yourself? Well, first, let's find places where your audience is hanging out. Number one, find your niche audience. You're following the #noboringbooks way to write a great book, right? If you aren't, pause this video and go to selfpublishandsucceed.com right now and get the book. If you are, and you have reader clarity, this step should not be too hard. First, figure out where your audience is hanging out. Let's say you're a company that helps business coaches with email marketing, and you've written a book on boosting your coaching business with smarter email tactics. Okay, great. Now, how do you find your reader? Well, what events are they attending? Are there magazines they're reading? What podcasts cater to this audience? Get granular. Too often, I'll ask people what podcast or show their reader is listening to, and they'll say, oh, they listen to Joe Rogan or Jordan Peterson or Marie Forleo. Well, sure, that's possible, but can you easily and affordably get in front of that audience? If you know your reader well enough to be able to say, oh, well, they're getting coached by Simple Operations, or they're part of lay tip networking groups, or they listen to podcasts like My First Million or EntreLeadership. Now you have places where you have potential for exposure. You might be able to connect more easily with the hosts for interviews, content swaps, or partnerships. When Book Launchers is your marketing team, a big part of what you're doing for you is identifying, researching, and approaching influencers, companies, outlets, and event organizers to try to place you in front of their audience in some capacity. So if you're looking for some help and support with this, booklaunchers.com/apply. Let's set up a call. First of all, a whole bunch of our authors were winners or finalists in the reader views. I have to tell you, Emily Citrian won bronze in nonfiction and gold for business books. So go, Emily. We're really, really excited for those wins. Dan Fraser won bronze in business, and Christian Bishop won adults nonfiction classics. So we're pretty excited about those wins. But some of the media wins my team got that were niche, to give you an example. Michael Westover got an interview in Reader's Digest. That's pretty cool. Adrian Gordon got a Facebook Live with Empowered Educator. Perfect fit for his book. Kavita Gannison was invited on Women Love Tech to write an article and be interviewed. So those are just some of the smaller niche examples that are really, really powerful. Their reader is perfectly in the audience of each of those niche media. And I mean, the reader views win was pretty huge too. All right, so tip 2, engage on other people's social media. Everyone tells you to build your social media, and sure, you can do that if you enjoy it. And if you're doing that, you likely are already creating some social media content and posting at regular or semi-regular intervals. Hopefully you're already responding to every comment that someone posts on your channel. You are, aren't you? I mean, I try to respond to every single person who comments on these videos, so go ahead, try it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn those notifications on, because when you comment the day a video is released, you get entered to win some of our fabulous, sweet Book Launchers, #noboringbooks swag, and you can become one of my YouTube besties, joining an elite group of wonderful folks like Bill Miller, Alan West, Rachel Robertson, Easy Graphics, Professor E.A. Burlingame, and Michael Cook. Thank you, my friends. So if you're already doing the advice everyone will give you for social media, well, my tip is, are you visiting the channels of folks who will have your audience in their audience, especially if they're on your list from part 1? It's called social media because you need to socialize. And one of the best things you can do is pick 5 to 10 other channels or pages or influencers that have your audience and spend 10 minutes every weekday engaging with the content on your soon-to-be friends pages. answer questions, support their community, and this can also get the attention of the influencer, and it can build your name and brand recognition amongst their audience. This is not a quick win strategy, but it is a powerful one if you can consistently find a way to cheer people on, answer questions, and be a supportive member of the community. Tip number 3, identify your competition and use that information. As a business, this is something I get asked all the time. What makes book launchers different? And while there isn't just one thing that makes us different, just like I'm sure there's more than one thing that makes you and your book different, you do need to have a succinct and powerful answer for this because you will be asked. For book launchers, it's the fact that we are a full service, all under one roof, nonfiction self-publishing services company with marketing layered into the entire process. Marketing is not something you can separate out. So some people say, hey, will you edit my book? And I'm like, not if you don't want us to also work on the marketing. The majority of companies will have a set fee, which might feel safer than our monthly model, but we are invested in having a long-term relationship with you. So that means we want to set you up for marketing success so we can work with you on many, many books or for many, many months or years. But you need to know your competitor books to be able to answer this question. Read them, read the reviews, check out the websites. Why would someone read your book over the other books that are already out there? Why would media care? How is it different what you're saying from what they've seen before? Knowing this helps you formulate your marketing and positioning. Can you showcase how your background is different and why that matters? For example, maybe you haven't gone to school to do what you do. Well, how is that an advantage? And what does that allow you to say or offer that other books and authors don't? Or maybe you don't believe something that every other book you read stands behind. Why do you run counter to that? These are pieces you can pick up at any point, but when you can find something you can really hang your hat on, like we have with hashtag #NoBoringBooksWriting, if your book is already written, it's okay, because these are pieces you can pick up at any point. But when you can find something that you can really hang your hat on, like we have with the hashtag #NoBoringBooks process to write a nonfiction book that people actually want to read, well, you'll have it to build into your brand and sell your book in a bigger way. But if you sound and look like all the others, it's really hard to have that differentiation point, which is a really must-have. Okay, tip 4, make a call to action. Creating content, doing interviews, having a stellar website, being on social media, these are all things people, including me, recommend for you to do to build your brand. But at the end of the day, your efforts must be seen and heard and must come with a call to action or you won't make money. You won't sell books. Your speaking engagements will be minimal, as will most other opportunities, depending on what you're doing and where you're doing it. Your call to action could and should be one of these things. Number 1, buy my book today, right here, right now. 2, go get my free thing of value and give me your email address. Hey, if you want a game plan to help you sell 1,000 books without spending more than $100, visit booklaunchers.com/game plan. See how easy that is? Number 3, visit my LinkedIn profile and connect with me. Number 4, write a review and then send me a message that you posted a review so I can thank you. 5, buy my product, hire me, book a consult call, have me speak at your event. You get the picture, but you must tell people what you want them to do. It doesn't mean they will do it, but if you don't tell them what to do, you're leaving a lot of your future to luck. Don't assume someone will click a link or buy your book. Ask them or invite them to do it. 5, brand yourself boldly. I was just at the National Speakers Association Winter Conference, and one thing so many of these professional speakers do really well that I think more authors could do is stand out. They buy funky or fancy blazers or jackets or dresses. They sparkle. They wear bold colors or have accent pieces, or they go by fun and memorable names. They don't let a brand happen to them. They want to be a referable speaker. And to do that, they need to be remembered and leave an impression. Now, if you're like me, wearing bright colors and sparkles doesn't feel very authentic. But you can find a way to brand yourself that is authentic to yourself. I mean, I'm Julie the Book Broad, And I own that. When someone says, hey, I love your YouTube videos, I say, oh, you know me as Julie the Book Broad. And sometimes they laugh and sometimes they go, oh, I've been waiting for you to say this video is for you. So make bold choices and be proud of who you are and the book you've written. It's important to your brand and to being remembered. Now, we've talked a lot about calls to action today, and I have one for you. Comment on this video, please. I am, of course, assuming you've already subscribed so we can be friends for a long time. But when you comment, I promise I will respond. Now, after you've done that, well, this video right here is 5 author branding mistakes to avoid. And this one is about defining your author brand. Both are really great viewing and will help you with what we've been talking about here. So head on over and I'll see you there.